Well, hello. Welcome to Quilts and Other Happy Accidents. I'm Sherry. Today I'm going to share with you my most recent trip to see my granddaughters. It was really exciting because I got to share my love of sewing and crafting with my granddaughters for the first time ever. Let me back up a little bit. I don't get to see my granddaughters very often because they live about 7 hours away. And frankly, where they live is so cold, I'd prefer not to go there in the winter, but that's a whole different story. So I had planned this trip quite a while back. And as luck would have it, while I was doing volunteer work at the Sewing Lab, which is a wonderful organization here in Kansas City, I obtained a vintage Singer's sewing machine. It was built in, well, the owner's manual said it was from 1975. And this thing was sturdy and all metal and purred like a kitten. So once I got the sewing machine, a plan started coming together. I was like, what is the simplest thing that an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old could possibly stay interested in long enough to finish in a day and a half or 2 days? Because I really only go for the weekend. Pajama pants. What could be more simple than pajama pants? So here I go, building a plan. I clear it with my son and daughter-in-law. Yes, that's going to work. And as luck would have it, Freya, who's 11, just finished a sewing project at school. She made a drawstring backpack. So she's interested in sewing. Evelyn, who's 13, has talked about sewing in the past. I don't know if she's still interested, but here we go. Grammy's got a plan. Sorta. So I went and I got the pattern for the pajama pants because I wanted to control as many things as possible on this escapade. I also bought a really cute piece of flannel. Look at this, with the little animals on it. Oopsies. There we go, with the little animals on it. And I really thought my granddaughters would prefer that. But I threw in a couple of extra pieces of flannel that was just enough to make one pair of pants each. But I thought, meh, I'm using up my stash anyway. Why not? Just throw it in and see what happens. Well, wouldn't you know? These are the two pieces they chose. Freya chose the little monkeys, and Evelyn took the pajama or slumber party monkeys, which are really cute. Okay, you do you. While I was driving up, though, because I had a lot of time to think in 7 hours, I was like, wait a minute, that's a multi-size pattern with multiple length options. How am I going to teach the girls how to cut out a pattern without destroying it for the next one? And then a light bulb went off. I got Christmas wrapping paper, which is everywhere right now, and very inexpensive, but sturdier than patterns. Have you bought a pattern lately? First of all, they're ridiculously expensive. Second of all, I don't think they could make it out of thinner tissue paper. Really? Moving on. So while I was in my hotel room, I traced the pajama sizes that I thought the girls would wear onto Christmas wrapping paper. Now, I also in my shopping had bought paper scissors, sewing scissors, because we know fabric scissors have to stay really sharp, some snippers, some seam rippers, a little measurer for like hems and things like that. I had some extra things, so I had extra pins and clips and a magnetic pin holder. So I put together just kind of this nice little beginner kit with my vintage sewing machine and trek to the great north of Wisconsin. And of course, the weekend I'm there, they hit record lows. It was too cold to snow. Did you know it's possible for it to be too cold to snow? Well, it is. Sorry, I digress. I got to my son's house, and we all know sewing takes up some space. And especially with beginner sewers, I didn't want to get it out and put it away and use up the dining room table. So their unfinished basement, which they're working on, had an old pool table in it. What a great place to lay out fabric and pin things down and cut out pajama pants. It also meant we could leave our mess out the whole time because we weren't going to be in the basement the majority of the time. We were going to be upstairs. Just while we were sewing, we were downstairs. I've sewn for so many years. I mean, honest to Pete, I learned how to sew when I was 10, and I started quilting 20 years ago. And over the years, I've made everything from suits to skirts to pants to kids' shorts, and then, of course, quilts. It's amazing what I didn't remember was hard at the beginning. Just learning how to pin correctly and leaving the fabric down on the table so that you get these nice even cuts. Yeah, Grammy had to do some backpedaling here and there, and of course we made a mistake or two, but learning how to rip out a seam is a skill too, right? Please say I'm right, because I've ripped out so many seams over the years. Anyway, the girls did a great job. Let me show you some of the clips of them sewing. And by the way, stay around because we have a runway reveal at the end. Big pieces, big bites. There you go, big bites. That's it. Close to the edge, but don't cut the paper. Nice. Can I show you something?
Yeah. I'm way too far off.
That's because you're picking up the fabric. So, if you leave the fabric down, you can go right next to the paper. Okay? So that you hear that is? There you go. Go ahead and move whatever you need to do. I'll change the camera if I need to. Well, that's an interesting way to do it. I think maybe you should probably move the fabric instead of doing a half squat there. Since I learned how to sew. So, and you know what? I often say there is always more than one right way.
Yeah. I've never heard you say that.
I say it a lot. Because I want to show her what this is going to look like. All right, so when you look at your pants, where's the seam? It's on the inside, right? Okay, so to do that, you have to put right sides together. This is your back.
Like the picture.
Yep.
You put like pattern.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start on what's called the inside seam.
Why aren't they even?
Because, why aren't they even? Because our butts are bigger than our fronts. So the back has to be bigger to make good for our butts. Okay? So really what we're going to do is we're going to connect here, okay? And just this seam here. This is the seam on the inside of your pants. Not the outside, the inside. And so we don't care if these match. that magnetic pin holder amazing? I push with this hand. That's it. Does it bother you that I'm helping you so much?
It's okay.
Okay. That's a good idea. All right, start planning where you're going to stop to do your back stitching. That's good right there. Doesn't have to be exactly at the end. There you go. Now go all the way to the end. You did it! Woo! Yep. Yep. All right, turn them inside out. Let's see what we got. All right, pause. Go.
Okay, so now I gotta turn them inside out.
How cool is that? You've almost made pants.
They actually look smaller now.
Yep. Those seams take up more than you think they will, don't they?
Yeah. I like these.
Awesome. Now let's get the waist on them because we've got to put elastic in it and then we can hem the bottom. I know. More steps. Better background. Please hit start. Okay, ready, set, go.
Now I have. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Now we gotta do the waistband.
Yep.
I don't know how.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You have pants.
Almost.
Here comes that runway reveal. Be ready, because these girls are strutting their stuff. I hope you enjoyed watching this time and this special memory with me and my granddaughters. Please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Keep quilting.